Today we'll be working in my workbook called 38 Years of Wandering, which covers numbers 15 through 19. And this is after they have spied out the land and decided it was too hard for them. So God said, okay, fine. You're going to wander for 38 years, more years, because they've already wandered for two, so until everybody over the age of 20 is killed. And so that's this 38 years of wandering. Moses does an interesting thing in the fact that he doesn't really give us a detail by detail by detail on these 38 years. He gives us little pieces and he leaves it at that. He doesn't really, he gives us detail up to that when God made that curse, and then he will pick up the story in detail at the end when they're ready to move in. But this 38 years, he doesn't really tell much about all the different places they were at. Anyway, we have done the first two chapters. First is the law of grain and drink offerings. They're still working with all these different laws, most of which they cannot do until they get into the promised land. And that's the same with the grain and drink offerings. They can't really do the grain offerings because they can't grow wheat yet. They can't really do drink offerings because they don't have vineyards yet. But he is trying to give them the laws so that they're ready when they move into the promised land. And then we talked about unintentional and intentional sins and how that is taken care of. And then we finally learn about the tassels on the prayer garments, that even Jews today have tassels on their prayer garments. So in chapter 3, we're going to have a rebellion. Whoops, I was there. The rebellion of Korah and his allies, number 16, 1 through 27.
Pretty picture. Korah, son of Zara, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and certain Reubenites, Dathan and Abram, sons of Eli, and On, son of Peleth, became insolent and rose up against Moses.
So who is Korah's grandfather?
Kohath.
Right. Look at the graph on the next page. Who is Moses and Aaron's grandfather?
Kohath.
Therefore, this makes Korah first, second, or third cousin to Moses and Aaron.
First.
Right. Who is Dathan and Abram's father?
Eliab.
Right. Eliab. Yeah.
Eliab.
This is not the same Eliab that was the leader of Zebulun, because of course he died. Anyway, who is the third Reubenite that rose up against Moses?
On, son of Eli.
Yeah. His lineage connection to Reuben is unclear. What was the Kohathite responsibility regarding the tabernacle?
Carrying all the items.
Looking at the formation of the camps on the next page, what direction from the tabernacle does the Kohathites camp?
South.
What direction from the tabernacle does the Reubenites camp?
South. But I don't find it on the page. Where does it say Reubenites?
Okay, well, I'll show you. Now we understand how they got together. Okay, so Reubenites right here, down below, Kohathites, and then below Kohathites, there's Reuben, Simeon, and Gad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So when they're marching.
That's what I guessed.
Yeah.
Because I saw Reuben. So.
Yeah. When they're marching, they're kind of marching next to each other. So they're bound to talk. Or even if they're stationed in the camp, they're bound to talk.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so this basically kind of, because the family lines were written about, that's why I have all this here so that you could follow it. Kohath was the father of Abram and of Ishar. And so Korah and Moses are cousins, as well as Aaron and Korah cousins, etc. And then we have some of Reuben's family.
Yeah. With them were 250 Israelite men, well-known community leaders who had been appointed members of the council. They came as a group of oppose Moses and Aaron, and said to them, "You have gone too far. The whole community is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is with them. Why then do you set yourselves above the Lord's assembly?"
This gets back to the fact that God basically said they are not going to enter in the promised land. And you have to really understand that this was a huge, huge blow. They left Egypt with the concept that they're going to go to the land of milk and honey. They spent 2 years already traveling, and they thought, okay, we're about ready. They even spied out the land. They're about ready to go into the promised land. And now God's going to hold us back for another 38 years. And this was too much. I'm not sure if we were there, we would not think it was too much, too bad, too hard of a curse, too hard of a punishment for the fact that we didn't fully understand. And so that's why this rebellion comes up. How many men joined Korah, Dathan, Abram, and On?
250 Israelite men,
What do we know about these Israelite men?
well-known community leaders.
In Numbers chapter 11, 70 leaders were endowed with the Holy Spirit to help Moses. We do not have any idea if any of these leaders are in this group, although some of their characteristics are similar. We do not know any more about the council that they were a part of. It is generally assumed the council administrated the affairs of the community. What is their first and third accusation?
You have gone too far, and why then do you set yourself above the Lord assembly?
Their belief was that Moses and Aaron had gone too far in insisting they were the leaders and in attempting to control the people, especially regarding access to God and the promised land. What is the second sentence or accusation?
The whole community is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is with them.
They are conveniently remembering God's statement in Exodus 19:5b, 6a. Although the whole earth is mine, you will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. So they took that to mean this is kind of where the start of the Israelites saw themselves as special and holy instead of just chosen by God as an example.
Yeah.
So they feel like God wouldn't do stuff so bad to them.
When Moses heard this, he fell face down. Then he said to Korah and all his followers, in the morning the Lord will show who belongs to him and who is holy, and he will have that person come near him. The man he chooses, he will cause to come near him. You, Korah, and all your followers are to do this. Take censers, and tomorrow put burning coals and incense in them before the Lord. The man the Lord chooses will be the one who is holy. You Levites have gone too far.
What was the very first thing that Moses did?
Fell face down.
Yeah, he prayed about it. What do you think he prayed to God about? Should we do the same when confronted by an enemy?
Yes. Pray, pray, pray.
Yeah, he's praying to God to give him guidance, praying because he's probably afraid and upset and angry all at the same time. And this is you've got 250 people or perhaps more rousing up against you. And, help, Lord, protect me, Lord, help me know what to say, Lord. All these things are probably what he's saying at this point. Yeah. What time would the resolution from God to their dispute be made?
In the morning.
In the morning, what was Kohath and his followers to bring in the front of the tent of meeting?
Censers and burning coals and incense.
Right. Moses tells them to bring their incense censers to the tabernacle to see whose offering God accepts, a move designed to show who holds legitimate authority. The censers were used to burn incense, symbolizing prayers rising to God. Using them was a strict, peculiar prerogative of the priesthood. Unauthorized use carried fatal consequences. The man the Lord chooses. Who is high priest now?
Aaron.
Yeah.
Moses also said to Korah, now listen, you Levites, isn't it enough for you that the God of Israel has separated you from the rest of the Israelites community and brought you near himself to do the work at the Lord's tabernacle and to stand before the community and to minister to them? He has brought you and all your fellow Levites near himself, but now you are trying to get the priesthood too. It is against the Lord that you and all your followers have banded together. who is Aaron that you should grumble against him?
However, Moses doesn't wait to let God choose whatever without saying something. So he has already told them, bring your censers tomorrow, God will choose, but he's already talking to them before God's made his choice. Who are you to do this? So he can't be patient and let God do the total work. He has to admonish them. Moses pointed out to the Levites why they were special to the Lord. Go ahead and fill A, B, and C.
Okay. God of Israel has separated you from the rest of the Israelite community, brought you near himself to do the work of the Lord's tabernacle, stand before the community and minister to them.
Moses stated what the Levites, really the group of 250, really wanted. What was that?
The priesthood.
Right. According to Moses, it's not against Moses and Aaron that they have banded together, but whom?
The Lord.
It has been said that Moses is a humble man. The last verse is who he is fighting for. He is not fighting for himself, but to whom?
Aaron.
Yeah. Yeah. He's fighting for his brother.
Yeah. Then Moses summoned
Yeah.
Dathan and Abiram.
Good.
Almost like Abram.
Yeah, almost like Abram. Yeah.
The sons of Eli, but they said, we will not come. Isn't it enough that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness? And now you also want to lord it over us. Moreover, you haven't brought us into the land flowing with milk and honey, or given us an inheritance of fields and vineyards. Do you want to treat these men like slaves? No, we will not come. That's a cute picture.
Yeah. When Moses asked Dathan and Abiram to come up to him to settle the dispute, would they?
No.
This does not mean that they were home in their tents and not with the 250 men confronting Moses and Aaron. It means that they were not willing to come out of the group to sit down with Moses and Aaron and talk over the issues. How do they describe Egypt?
Milk and honey.
Yeah. Based on the scripture below, was that true?
No.
Looking at verses 13 and 14, what was their complaint?
To kill us in the wilderness, you haven't brought us into the land flowing with milk and honey, or given us the inheritance.
Right. As far as being killed in the wilderness and not getting an inheritance, are they correct?
Yes.
They are correct. That was the punishment from God. Understanding the key arguments of the 250 men. The whole community is holy, every one of them. The Lord is with them. Go ahead and read that.
This comes from Exodus 19:5b and 6a. Although the whole earth is mine, you will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation.
You have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness. Although we can all agree that Egypt was not a land of milk and honey, isn't the rest of the statement true? They are nearly 2 years out of Egypt, promised to go into the land of milk and honey, and yet now they're going to be killed in the wilderness? You haven't brought us into the land flowing with milk and honey or given us an inheritance of fields and vineyards. Imagine the excitement of finally marching from the base of Mount Sinai to the entrance of the promised land. Hope and dreams are high. Maybe plans are already being made to grow this or build that. Land of their own to do what they want. They have lived in tents for nearly 2 years. The idea that they would finally have a place to call home had to be exciting. From the Israelites' perspective, they had wanted to spy out the land to see if it was really true, that what God described actually existed. But somehow they felt that it would be land just for the taking, that they would not have to clear out the people living there, not taking it, that taking it would be easy. Suddenly, with the reality of the spies' reports, it was not as easy as their dreams suggested, and they became afraid. After all the lessons the Lord had supplied them, proving that he would take care of them, they still saw the taking of the promised land as impossible. And 4, Moses and Aaron, you set yourselves above the Lord's assembly. You want to lord it over us. So God took it away. Their dreams and hopes have been dashed, and there's no changing God's mind. However, they don't blame God, they blame Moses and Aaron. God did not tell the people directly. He told Moses and Aaron, and then they told the people. In these statements, they don't believe that Moses and Aaron are representing God, but themselves. They believed that God would have given them another chance, as he has many times before.
Yeah. Okay. Then Moses became very angry and said to the Lord, "Do not accept their offering. I have not taken so much as a donkey from them, nor have I wronged any of them." Moses said to Korah, "You and all your followers are to appear before the Lord tomorrow, you and they and Aaron. Each man is to take their censers and put incense in it, 250 censers in all, and present them before the Lord. You and Aaron are to present your censers also."
What does Moses ask the Lord not to do it in the morning?
Wait, wait a minute. I got lost here. What happened? Okay, I don't know why I turned the next page. Do not accept their offering.
Who all is to appear before the Lord in the morning with censers filled with incense?
Korah and all your followers are to appear before the Lord.
And also Aaron. According to the
Yeah.
words below, who alone can burn incense before the Lord?
Aaron and his sons.
Right. And his sons,
Designated
because a
sons.
priest. According
Yeah.
to the Bible, only the high priest and his designated sons, the priests, were permitted to enter the holy place of the tabernacle to burn incense on the altar of incense. Although there's not one specific scripture that says that, it is implied when no other person than Aaron and his sons could touch the altar of incense before it was covered. We also see two instances where the wrong person or the wrong incense we used and what happened. And we have these two instances. We don't have to read them as much, but that Leviticus is where Aaron's oldest two sons, Nadab and Abihu, got killed because they offered strange fire. And then Second Chronicles 26, 18, and 19. King Uzziah was trying to take the position of priest when it wasn't his position to do. Okay.
So each of them took his censer, put burning coals and incense in it, and stood with Moses and Aaron at the entrance to the tent of meeting. When Korah had gathered all his followers in opposition to them at the entrance to the tent of meeting, the glory of the Lord appeared to the entire assembly. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Separate yourselves from this assembly so I can put an end to them at once."
Since only a priest could burn incense in a censer designed by God, where did all these men get censers? They had to have made their own, which also would not have been sanctioned by God. Where did the 250 men stand with Moses and Aaron?
Tent of meeting.
Right, at the entrance, yeah. In essence, they are all taking roles of priests. What did the Lord wait for before the glory of the Lord appeared?
Korah gathered all his followers to the entrance to the tent of meeting.
What did the Lord first ask of Moses and Aaron?
Separate yourself from this assembly.
What did the Lord want to do to the entire assembly with censers before the tent of meeting?
To put an end to them at once.
Do you think everyone heard what the Lord told Moses and Aaron? Why or why not?
No, because they weren't listening.
Yeah. I think perhaps that's true.
But Moses and Aaron fell face down and cried out, "Oh God, the Lord who gives breath to all living things, will you be angry with the entire assembly when only one man sinned?"
But what did Moses and Aaron do?
Fell down and cried out.
Does this change your opinion on question 5 on the prior page or clarify your opinion?
No, it doesn't change mine.
Let's see. Okay, right. Would you be angry with the entire? Okay, so complete number 3.
Okay. Will you be angry with the entire assembly when only one man sins?
So they were concerned, or they felt that God wanted to kill everybody. One man sinned, but there are 250. Or if you look at the leaders, there are 4: Korah, Dathan, Abram, and On. So who is the one man that sinned? Hint, in the Bible, when there's a group, it's the leader that is listed first. So who is the first man listed?
Korah.
Yeah. This situation illustrates a very important point. What do we learn from the scriptures below?
Bad company corrupts good character.
Yeah, be careful of your company. Be careful of the people that you're following because they can lead you astray.
Yep. Then the Lord said to Moses, say to the assembly, move away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Moses got up and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. He warned the assembly, move back from the tents of these wicked men. Do not touch anything belonging to them, or you will be swept away because of all their sins. So they moved away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram had come out and were standing with their wives, children, and little ones at the entrance to their tent.
The whole group of 250 were at the tent of meeting. Now, what area is everyone going to be?
Tent of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram.
Right. So they have moved from the tent of meeting down into the area of the tents and right surrounding them. And Moses said, everybody move away from their tents. Now, why Korah and his family stay with their tents? The only way I think of is that they thought they were going to be specially blessed. It's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, why sit still for this? What area were the tents of Korah in?
Korea Heights.
You're right, Korathites, yeah. What area were the, yeah. What were the
and then
go ahead.
Reubenites.
Right. So Korathites and Reubenites, and they're all kind of near each other.
Yeah.
What did Moses warn all the assembly of men?
Do not touch anything belonging to them.
Right. So we're looking at the main leaders. We're not looking at the full 250 men. Wasn't there a fourth man in the initial rebellion?
Yeah.
What was his name?
On.
Jewish tradition states his wife convinced him to abandon the conspiracy, therefore saving his life. Who else was standing in front of Nathan and Abram's tents?
Wives, children, and little ones.
This was probably true with Korah and his family too. So we leave you at the height of, and we'll have to wait till next week for the balance of the story. Anyway, you can read ahead if you like. All righty, so 5, Dathan and Abram are from the tribe of
Reuben.
6, both the Kohathites and the Reubenites are stationed at the
south
side of the tabernacle. 7, the Lord told the assembly, move away from the
tent
of Korah, Dathan, and Abram. 9, Dathan and Abram accuse Moses of not giving them an inheritance of fields and
vineyards.
10, Korah and his followers were to bring their
censers
to the tent of meeting in the morning. 11, the key rebels were Korah,
Dathan,
Abram, and On. 12, the 250 men were well-known community leaders who had been appointed members of the
council.
And then one down. Who is Korah, Moses, and Aaron's grandfather?
Kohath.
2, who is the high priest now?
Aaron.
3, in what book of the Bible does the Lord say the Israelites will be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation?
Incense.
In the censers, there is burning coals and
Exodus.
And 8, and Moses accused Korah and his followers that they were trying to get the
priesthood.
And 13, Korah is from the tribe of
Levi.
Yeah. So that's the end of this chapter.
Yep.